Hi guys, Newbury Biker. We've just got the Thunder Roads demonstrator, which is the new Transalp 750, the XL750. We got twin discs up front, which look to be 320mm with dual pistons. I think they're Nissans. No extras on this at the moment. There's no bash plate or anything. Looks like a 280 on the rear disc. Nice exhaust. It's in the grey. Sounds good. Listen to that. Sounds just the job, doesn't it? Comes with a rack, and obviously it's manual. So we'll take her out for a spin and see how we get on, guys. So this clutch, nice dashboard in sports, hot. Sounds good. Yeah, wow, it seems nice. Nice and commanding. Gearbox is smooth. Yeah, very nice. We'd be a good lad and wait behind the cars. Brakes are good. See if we get it into neutral. Straight into neutral. Straight into gear. Oh, straight into neutral. Really, I was a bit heavy-handed. Neutral. Yeah, nice and positive. That seems good. Yeah. So we'll give it a. Sounds good. I can. I'm 5'7", 5'8" in the morning, 5'7" normally, thereabouts, and I can. I'm on 3/4 of my, or a quarter, 2/3 of my foot are on the floor, really. Woo, she's nice. So yeah, it's nice, very nice. I'll try and think of some different words to say. She's in third gear, doing 26. I'll just open the throttle gently, but it pulls like a train, to be honest. Put her in fourth, drop her down to 30. She's okay. It's a bit lumpy, but it does go. There's enough torque for it to go. The sitting triangle is better than my NC. In the sense it's less cramped for my legs, because the NC, you tend to have to, it's sort of like your legs are scooped back a bit, almost sort of slightly sporty on the NC. But we are in sports mode. There's a little bit of dive on the front, but nothing at the brake there. I'm in fourth and pull away, and that managed that alright. Didn't have to go down the gearbox. So we're going to take a left here. And these are self-cancelling indicators apparently, so we're down into third. See if they self-cancel, and they do. Yeah. I like this. Ross on Y. Head that way. So we're in fifth. There's 35. It'll still go. Self-cancelling indicators. Self-cancelling indicators have cancelled. We'll just move over. See if they cancel again, and they do. And we're in 5th. Let the bloke out. Fools. Right. Yeah, it's noisier than my NC with the wind. It's a bit it's not buffeting, but it's noisier. Could do with a little bit higher windscreen. I can feel the wind on my arms and that, but I can on my NC, so that's fine. But it's a nice upright high position I quite like. It's sat quite high up. I'm just going to take this turning. Got to remember to come down the gears. Neutral. Yeah, Newent. I know a little bit of the road towards Newent, and it's a nice ride out. It's not fast roads, but it'll give me a feel for the bike. So, oh yeah, I can't just twist and go. Just going to enjoy that corner, and then it's 30 mile an hour, so we'll be good, lad. So we'll drop it into 30, and we're in 3rd, which is where I would be on my NC. Probably in the sports mode it would be 3rd gear. And it went over the old holes and deviations in the road nicer than my NC. It's better for the potholes probably. We're probably still in the 30 mile an hour zone actually, so I shall. She tips in nice. And that would be perfect. The dash is much easier to see than my NC, because it's that little bit further forward, that little bit higher up. It's more directly in your field of view as it happens. And we get into a 50 here, so 40 mile an hour, 4th gear. Oh, it goes alright. Definitely noisier wind-wise than my bike. So you'd need some sort of a bigger windscreen on it, taller windscreen. So what I'll do is we'll just try the brakes out down here in a minute. Ride's nice. It's warm, the seat is extremely warm, but it could have been because it's in the sun. I don't think it's the heat from the engine. So there's nothing behind me for a while, so I'll just try the brakes. Perfect, that was the front brake and the front brake only. Bit of dive, but okay. have to get rid of this van, I think, or camper. Vibrations wise, let's put her into top gear. We're in top gear, 45 mile an hour, and it's a bit chuddy. It will go, but it's a bit chuddy. No vibrations though, not really. Only when you try and accelerate, when you want it to do something, it chugs a bit. So I would say this has less vibrations than the Africa Twin, in my opinion. Seat is comfortable. Don't know if it's as comfortable as the NC, but it's first impressions are good. Tank's nice and grippy, and the bike rides over all the undue bits and bobs in the road and the tarmac without any complaints. 50 mile an hour. We'll drop it into fourth. It's a 40 mile an hour zone. Oh no, into fifth, sorry. Drop it into fourth. Sounds like it's waiting to go. Little bit of vibes at like just over 3.5, about there in fourth, and then it's smooth, and then it's still smooth. So it's a little bit chuggy, about 3.5. When I say chuggy, just a bit. I don't think there's anything to worry about. It's a much more relaxed riding position than my NC. I don't find myself gripping the handlebars so hard, if that makes sense. So we're just in Malswick, outside of Gloucester. Enters in top at 50, and it'll still pull. It chugs a bit, but it doesn't vibrate like the NT. If I open the throttle on that, the whole bike shudders, as this doesn't quite shudder so much. You know it's trying to go, but it doesn't shudder so much. Down into fifth, fourth, round the corner. Oh, it is nice actually. There's a little bit of vibes through the pegs there now at 4,000, just a bit, and then they're gone. So it's at 3.5. Let's drop down. Smooth there, smoothish, vibey, a little bit more vibey, and then it's gone. So it's 3.5 to 4.5. We'll just try this overtake. Oh, this is so quick. Yeah. But when I compare it to my NC's got 60 horsepower. This has got 90 point summit. 90 is layman's terms, it's got 90. So it's got a half again as much horsepower as my NC. So that overtake was effortless, to be honest. That was an effortless overtake. The NC get past, don't get me wrong, but this was, you could feel that extra get up and go. So what we will do, I know it's a demonstrator and I got an excess on it, but I think it'd be okay to take down a little a farm track, maybe not dirt, but a farm track, just to see what it feels like. On the road, it's really nice, it's relaxing, to be honest. This is much less stress on my knees actually, the height, the riding position. But it pulls in 6 gear 45 easy. Right there, look. And we have a stop, back brake, fourth, third, second, and I reckon there's traffic lights ahead, I reckon. And I've got to remember to dip the clutch now, but slow moving, you have the back brake on to keep the bike upright and feed the clutch in. It's not as relaxed as the NC, of course, because the NC you can't stall it. Just ride the back brake a bit, feet down, that's alright. Put it into neutral for a minute, maybe not. Of course, now I've got to use the clutch. Let's try it in first gear. There's first gear, on tick over, look, 7 mile an hour. Clutch is nice and light, it's just the fact there is one and there isn't on my NC. That's the difference. And the NC I'd just brake and it wouldn't stall, and I'd just brake until it stopped. Now I've got to dip the clutch. So I do like it. Just have a little look on this dashboard. Modes: standard, sport, rain, gravel, user, sport. Average consumption 58 miles to the gallon. That's not bad really. I think you get 60 to the gallon out of this, so I'd lose 20 miles to the gallon out of me. It's a bit juddery, but that could be the tyres. It's a bit juddery on the slow speed. Don't want to waste much more time in this traffic, to be honest. So we get up here and take a left. A right even, probably. Nimble enough. which is like a stand-up one. It's alright for me. Yeah. We do a U-turn. Try this driveway. Wouldn't want to come down here on the NC, but on this, yeah. Feels like a little dirt bike, to be honest. My skill sets are not there. So, that little track, gravel track, a few bumps. Oh, much more better than my road bike. Feel it slipping around a bit, but we're in sports mode. Haven't had time to test it much, to be honest. Quite nice. Well, there's the first little bit of, call that off-road. That's probably all I wanted to do. Go down a gravel track. There's a few bumps and a little rutting to be had, but nothing, you know, nothing challenging really. But this bike handled it no problem. I wouldn't want to have gone down there on the NC. So we've got to get through all this traffic again, head back, try it out on the main road. Try the back brake, nothing behind. torque here. Try an emergency stop. Front brake, back brake, clutch. Pretty quick. Of course, I'm not used to a clutch again, am I? Yeah, it does go. When you want it to, it goes. We'll try it in standard mode actually, quickly. Mode, standard. Let's see what the sports was, the whole hog. So I've got it in standard mode now. Wee-hey! Visor's a nuisance on this bike because to crack it with your left hand when you're holding the clutch in, you can't do. Whereas the NC, of course, you don't have a clutch. We're through the lights, that's the main thing. It goes alright even in standard mode. So in standard mode, it's alright. We'll try it in rain. Goes alright in rain as well, really. Oh, it is a bit softer. Yeah, it's quite comfy still after an hour on it. Well, half hour on it. It's got fat bars on and it's nice and tidy. There's room for a few accessories if you want to stick them on or do something on the cockpit. The phone could quite easily go up there. It's a bit of a reach though. It is a bit of a reach, but that would be pretty good actually, because then it would be probably the right distance to read it and you wouldn't be tempted to mess about with it much. Fifth gear, 50 mile an hour, nice bend. There's vibes in it, no more than my NC I don't think. I like a little bit more power. higher up positions nicer. He didn't have cruise control. Nice tight turning circle. Second. Into third. Managing the bumps. Okay, the wobbly tarmac. Woo! £1 a bag. So she's quite like it. It's quite composed. It's a nice high up position. One's just got to remember to go down the gearbox. Doesn't power wheelie. Probably wouldn't. It probably will, but not on a rolling start in second gear at 20 mile an hour. But it handles nicely. Brakes seem nice around the corner. Yeah, very nice to ride. It's higher than my bike, pointing out the obvious. I quite like it. There's an in-between between the Africa Twin and just cruise along M4. Look, still pulls all right, and I get an average of 61 to the gallon. And it still pulls in fourth. I can read the clock display, no problem. It's that sort of sweet spot distance wise for my eyes. Like that. Let's have a look at the dash. in, display, general, units, language, reset, default display, display type, the revs, it's a bit revvy, nice. Show you around it again, guys. Got some dirt on it, but this has got Metzeler tyres, Metzeler Street, and they're 150/70 R18s MC70Hs Dunlop, and Carnor Street on the front of it. That's a different tyre. Nah, it's Metzeler. Tube type, and they're move the bike. 90/90s 21s. Yeah.
You got to clean it now, though. What's the downside? You see, you got.